It's Frontier Opening Bells. It's Monday, the 16th of August. I am Faith Agbetu, and I have a call. I have on the call with me Agnes Guitar, GBS managing partner. Thank you so much for joining me on the show, Agnes. We'll quickly open the show with a rundown of the last closing figures in selected African stock markets. Nigerian exchange finished the previous week on a positive note with a 1.9% change. The BRVM Stock Exchange in Ivory Coast also finished up on Friday with 16 base points. Egyptian Exchange had a 1.33% profit, and Nairobi Securities Exchange in Kenya recorded a 1.5% positive change. While the Johannesburg Stock Exchange within South Africa finished down by 2 base points. In Morocco, just to add it, the stock market closed with the ticker turning green on 0.78% on Friday, while Zimbabwe Stock Exchange had a 19 base point positive note, leaving Mauritius with a record of 0.72% profit and a 1,940.05 all share index. And moving on, we'll take a quick look at some top financial stories over there in the eastern region of the African continent. Safaricom tops East Africa's list of most valuable firms. BAT Kenya is eyeing three new export markets, and in Uganda, the Securities Exchange is recording that Stanbic ended up being the most traded stock in July amidst liquidity drought. MTN ups out of second bid for telco license in Ethiopia after considering the risks involved, while Sarko's group agrees to sell controlling stake in the firm. Agnes, I'd like you to speak on some of the things that interest you on these top stories over there in South Africa.
Good morning, Faith, and thank you. So today's top story from East Africa. I'll start with the Safaricom story, which ranks the company atop of most valuable firms in East Africa. Safaricom is quite a profitable firm after coming into the market in early 2000. It's valued at about $13 billion, and this ranking is by Africa Business, which ranks the top 250 companies in Africa. So Safaricom ranks the highest, the most valuable company in East Africa and ninth in the African region. I think this is because of its innovation and its success in mobile money, which has become its most valuable product, and also assigned to that when you privatize telecom, you have two benefits. You get efficient operation, consumers get better services and cost-effective services, and also the government is able to collect much valuable taxes. So this is good for Safaricom, which is partly owned by UK's Vodafone, and operates in East African region. And also, I think you remember that Safaricom is part of the consortium that bid for Ethiopia Telecom back in May, which is led by Safaricom, Japanese Sumitomo, and the UK CDC. So it's great to see Safaricom ranked this highly, and I think those of us in Kenya who are familiar with the services can only be happy and hope that we get better products and also better cost for the products in future. The next story is that BAT Kenya is eyeing three new export markets. The company has been very successful. BAT, obviously, with its headquarters in London, has been very successful during lockdown. I think a lot of people have turned to smoking, and according to their corporate website, apparently last year they acquired 3 million new customers, which is quite surprising when you're focusing on on health care and the risk that cigarette smoking is to people. But it's great to see that they're exploring three new markets. Perhaps this is after the company now, which is led by Chris Pinochola, a Kenyan. For the first time, BAT is being led. The MD, the man at the top, is a Kenyan, and I guess this new development is perhaps part of Mr. Ochola's strategy to continue moving the company forward. The other story, perhaps I'd like to touch on, Faith, is on Ethiopia, and that MTN is opting out of the second bid for the telecom right license. This is over
Yeah.
obviously risk. The Tigray crisis has escalated. Only last month, Prime Minister Abiy called on Ethiopians to take arms when we were thinking that this crisis will come to an end. Unfortunately, for this one of East African biggest economy, it's certainly a risk for a lot of
Beautiful.
companies. You remember that
Yeah.
MTM also bid in May, but lost out to Safaricom and the big consortium that was led by Safaricom and Vodacom. But they're uh, this is quite it's of concern, despite the fact that the Ethiopian government has said that the next round of licenses will include mobile money, which should be an attraction to MTN, but they are saying they're not going to participate in the second round of
Yeah.
bidding.
Yeah.
Again, this is
Yeah.
political risks and political risks, and which obviously have a risk to the economy. That's it for me on East
Great.
African
Great.
headline page.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Agnes. So much thoughts to read out, obviously. Let's move quickly away from East Africa to West Africa and Nigeria. Starting with the news, and the Securities Exchange Commission, SEC, is updating on renewal of registration for capital markets operations. Also, the Central Bank of Nigeria has put out a statement by a senior officer of the CBN saying that inflation in Nigeria is likely to drop to 13% by the year end if lockdowns do not return and if a vaccination phase in the country is being sustained. Of course, this is a real projection, and the CBN is actually eyeing the single digit inflation rate in Nigeria. Everyone is waiting to see that this really becomes a reality in the country. Also, Seplat is saying that exchange rate of second quarter interim dividend is set at 411 naira 14 kobo per dollar. Bricklinks Africa reports profit after tax of 0.34 million naira in the second quarter of 2021. In Ghana, the Agri Development Bank reports over 400% growth in 2020. That's huge, really, over there in Ghana. All of that in West Africa. Let's move quickly to the southern region of the country, of the continent. The South Africa's finance minister, Gudung Wana, vows to maintain fiscal framework. Let's see how it really does that. And we hope that it really gets to be able to actually maintain the fiscal framework. Debt reading, Tonga's likely to raise capital via a rights offer. A process NASPERS is set to move forward with complex share swap in Zimbabwe. NAMPAC, the third quarter revenue is out, and it's showing a 37% surge on improved sales. Citco International has proposed share buyback of 10% own shares. And moving away from South Africa, in North Africa, we have the top financial headline stories. They're reading that Coca-Cola HBC is set to buy at 94.7% in Egyptian unit for $427 million. Exports Development Bank has Egypt posting lower profit of Egypt of 695.35 million Egyptian pounds for the 2020-2021 financial year. Missouri Cements first half of the year's financial report is out, and it's showing that net profit went up 9.2% to 69 million Egyptian pounds. In Morocco, 12.4% rise in insurance premiums issued in June this year. And Tunisia has the trade deficit soaring to $8.7 billion end of July this year. All of that's on Frontier Opening Bells today. Thank you so much for watching the show. I am Faith Agbetuye, and thank you to Agnes Gital for joining me on the show today. It's really good.